Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now, including ESPN about to be free if you have a qualifying wireless plan. We'll tell you what's happening there, but your cell phone plan may soon come with free ESPN. Also, over 1 million Americans canceled internet from cable TV companies in 2024. Cord Cutting 2.0 is growing faster than even I thought it would be. We'll break down the details on that, where they're going and what's happening. And everything you say to your Fire TV and Echo device is about to go to Amazon, even if you previously had told them not to do that. These stories and a whole lot more are coming up here in a quick second. First though, if you're new here, you can always find a link to every story I talk about in the show notes and in the first pinned comment, so you can read them for yourself and come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button or hitting that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so they recommend our videos to more people. Hopefully help you break free from the high cost of TV and still watch the shows that you enjoy. With that said, let's dive into it. So ESPN later this year, rumored to be in the fall about the start of NFL and college football, is launching a streaming service to give you access to all ESPN content across all the ESPN networks. And maybe some user-generated content, some other stuff, we'll see. But now CNBC is reporting that Disney is in talks to bundle it for free with qualifying wireless plans from several companies. They already have deals with like Verizon, for example, and I think AT&T also, correct me if I'm wrong there, to give you access to ESPN's, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu. With that, you can get, if you're like me, on a grandfather Verizon plan, get the Disney Plus bundle for free. Or if you are on a newer plan, you get a discounted on it with that option. Now you may be able to pick to get ESPN for free with that, where you get ESPN's new streaming service with that. We'll have to see how this plays out, but it doesn't surprise me at all. Now, other things were included in the story that we've already talked about. A bundled version with like Disney Plus, where you can get like Disney Plus and this new one. Not a big surprise because ESPN, Disney Plus, Hulu already have multiple bundle options out there for that. I think the real news here is Disney is hoping to grow ESPN's viewership by starting to offer it for free through wireless plans. When this will happen, what exact providers it will be has not been announced, but rumor is as soon as this summer, qualifying wireless plans will be able to get this, or at least they'll announce details of it and which plans will get it. We'll be keeping a close eye on it over at cordcuttersnews.com, so check it out over there. All right, next up, we've been talking about Cord Cutting 2.0. Now, this is the idea that not only are you canceling traditional cable television from your Comcast Spectrum or wherever provider you got it from, but you're also completely ditching them by getting rid of the home internet and any other service you may have from them. And that's Cord Cutting 2.0. First time we got rid of your cable TV company's TV. Now you're getting rid of their internet for new, cheaper options. And that's been a growing trend. Pretty much every major cable TV company has lost internet customers over the last little bit of time. With in 2024, over 1 million Americans ditching cable television and going to other providers, either that be fiber from a phone company or a third-party provider, or increasingly 5G home internet options from like T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T with this. Overall, in 2024, Comcast lost 411,000 TV customers. Spectrum led the pack with 508,000, or excuse me, I said TV internet customers. Spectrum lost 508,000 customers with that. So it's very interesting to see this trend. And then the rest kind of broke out. Atlas's Optimum lost over 170,000. WOW lost almost 20,000 with 19,700. Look for this trend to become a big problem here. We all heard it for years. Oh, you know, you'll ditch Comcast or Spectrum or whoever, but they'll just make it up off the internet. Well, now they have real competition and they're paying a hefty price for it. And we're already seeing it drive down the price of internet. Both Comcast and Spectrum have come out with cheaper options. Comcast has got its new $30 and $40 internet options. That gives you like $200 down and $20 up for $40 or $30 for $100 down and $20 up. Well, For many people, you may say that's too slow. But for a lot of people, 200 up is enough to do 4K streams and surf the web, have security cameras, do everything you want. If you're not a heavy video gamer, you're not gaming, that is honestly cover most of what people need. I'll give you plenty of internet speed to stream Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, especially if you only have 1 or 2 TVs on at any given time. And then you're also just looking to maybe surf the web, have a smart device in your home, a smart speaker, doorbell camera, that kind of stuff. Don't underestimate that. It's a good option. You can always start cheap and go higher. It's hard to be on the gig plan and try to talk them down to give you a cheaper plan. It's much easier to start with a 200 down plan, for example, and say, you know what, maybe I do want to upgrade to a more expensive plan. So keep that in mind. We'll be watching this very closely in 2025. Will they top over 1 million again? There's a lot of talk that Spectrum is working hard to turn that trend around. I got my doubts about it, if they will be able to. All right, later this week, or later this month, I apologize, this is actually next month, Amazon, in our next story up, will start sending everything you say to your Fire TV through the voice commands or through your Echo smart speaker, anything that uses your Alexa smart device there. Will start moving or sending it to their servers towards the end of the month, starting on March 28th. Previously, you had the option to opt out of this. It does it by default, but you had the option to have it done locally. But now with the new Alexa Plus system they're rolling out, the new improved Alexa device, free for Amazon Prime subscribers, a monthly cost if you want it, is now going to roll out there. They say because of its more powerful processing requirements, it needs to send its data to Amazon in the cloud. Keep a close eye on this. So tracking everything you say to it now. Now, it doesn't mean Amazon employees are necessarily listening to you, but they theoretically could as a sample of what's happening. But they are increasingly transmitting the data there. So just be careful that if you had opted for that data not to be sent, you're being contacted and warned that starting on this date, your Echo won't work without that feature. Keep an eye on it. Details in the story if you want to learn more about that. All right, scammers are increasingly targeting streamers with fake emails, phone calls, and more. Be very careful of people calling to claiming to be Netflix, for example. I've seen a rash of emails from you guys and girls. I'm from Michigan. We say guys for everybody here in the Midwest. I apologize. But I've been seeing a rash of emails about scams, emails, update your credit card, upgrade for this offer. One of the more interesting ones I've seen recently are internet offers that say if you prepay for 6 months, you can get 6 months of free internet. Red flag big time there because they ask you to pay with instead of a credit card with gift cards. Anytime it's a gift card, huge red flag. But there's other scams out there. The FTC came out with a warning sheet of all kinds of tips and tricks. I'm not going to go through all of them here, but check it out. But be careful. There's a growing trend as more and more people stream of streamers trying to impersonate streaming services to get you to pay there. All right, we got more news, but quick couple this week in TV history. 2 big things happened over the weekend in TV history. 57 years ago, the final episode of the original 1960s Batman TV show. Actually, I think was there a TV show before that about Batman? I know there were several movies. But 57 years ago, Batman aired its final episode on ABC. Also, 48 years ago this weekend, Three's Company debuted on ABC, launching a sitcom classic. Any Batman, I grew up watching Batman on Nickelodeon's Nick at Night. But anybody here, Three's Company, Batman, any fans, check it out. Link in the show notes for more details and how to watch it right now in 2025. All right, next up, Fox is shutting down some local apps for local TV stations. This comes as they are rolling people into the Fox Local app, which is one app where you set your city and you can get all the same features from, as far as I can tell, I couldn't find anything missing, but they're getting rid of their local apps. This comes as, it's honestly, I think, just cheaper for them. Instead of having to maintain and build and work on all these different versions of apps, Fox local TV stations for local news that are owned by Fox, and I think a few others that are not are represented here, are now moving their coverage over to the Fox local app, which is nice. It's available on smart TVs through Roku's, Apple TVs, Fire TVs, and others, and through Android and iOS devices. You get news alerts, live feeds of their local ones there, but just be aware, if you are a Fox local viewer, I know I have, when we're down in Florida, I use the Fox 35 for the Orlando, Florida, for weather alerts and news of what's happening there. It's one of the bigger stations down there. You know, check it out. It could be something you may want to check or use in the future, but if you have the old app, they say this spring it will stop working. Thinking of things that are stopping working, Death Watch of MTV. Maybe we need a segment for this. Things aren't looking that great for MTV. For one, they're now airing huge blocks of Friends and other shows that you probably don't typically think of as MTV programming. But for the second year in a row, they're canceling the MTV Music and Television Awards. This is actually the third year that it's been disrupted. In 2023, because of the writer's strike, they did a smaller pre-recorded show after the host backed out. 2024, it got canceled. Now, once again in 2025. So it's been, what, 4 years now since we've actually had a full-blown MTV Music and Television Awards. This comes as, you know, a lot of question the future of these awards. They're very expensive to run and aren't what they used to be. Let's just be honest. MTV's not what it used to be. Future of MTV as we know it is probably changing. With them shifting it to be reruns of Friends is a huge dramatic shift from MTV. Even though it's been like 20 years or whatever since they really focused heavily on music, they still had a distinctive personality and content that wasn't across any other Paramount networks. Now with these huge reruns of Friends, it's just one more network airing Friends and losing its identity. But this is as it's losing its viewership, as increasingly people are moving away. We'll have to keep a close eye on this, but MTV, a thing of the past. Well, that's it for today. I hope you all had a great weekend. My family, I spent mine in bed with my wife and our 2 kids. All of us crammed in the bed watching movies and YouTube videos. We all had the flu. It's a nasty one. Be careful out there. Be washing those hands and using hand sanitizer. Or as my daughter used to call it, Handy Sandy. But it was a rough one. I'm feeling great. I'm glad to be back here. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Over 1,000. Again, over 1,500. Really good week last week. Thank you so much for all your support. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. Until then, take care, be safe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button or hit that thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you all again real soon.